Woo! Now you know, when I start a video off that way, there's something that grinds my gears. Woo! Let me wake up. Let me snap out of it. I'm Angel Snub 7, the mighty one. And of course, this is the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am also your soul brother. Number 1. Super Bowl. Super Bowl. Super Bowl! I was watching a program where they are bragging about the Super Bowl football game and all the money, the extravagance, the celebrities, the hype in the United States of America. The Super Bowl. All this over a football game. I am so ashamed to be an American citizen. I am so ashamed to be surrounded by people, by the thousands and millions, who's supposed to be adults. Adults! Y'all supposed to be grown. And you are fascinated because somebody can throw a piece of rubber or whatever that thing is made out of, that ball, from one end of a field to the other. Right before the football game, they have the Puppy Bowl. So you have puppies that's playing football, which they don't know they're playing football. They're dogs. They have no concept of what football is. And they're puppies. See, what grinds my gears is we are supposed to be in vogue. I don't know if in vogue is going to be there or not. But we're supposed to be adults. And you going crazy over a football game. You know what it reminds me of? And also, I heard that's what football is really based on. It's based on the Roman concept of the gladiators. And you have all these people coming to the stadium so you can watch people murder each other, kill each other. And this was entertainment. And you watch folks get cut into pieces and mangled all up and screaming for their lives and hollering in pain. And this is entertainment. And so this is what football really is. The Roman concept of the gladiator. Those gladiator games they put into this Colosseum. It's the same thing. And as you know, many of these football players, I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how famous you are. But they're the gladiator. And many of these football players mess around and bang up their skull, having their brain bounce back and forth in their skull, causing internal injuries to the brain, and they die prematurely. Nobody gives a damn. Where's all this? Where's all this hoopla when you're laying in the hospital dying from a brain aneurysm? And then, after the football player dies, they cut your skull open to examine the brain. What you need to examine the brain for? You know the reason why they died. You know the reason why they started having trouble, because they were playing football as a gladiator to impress the minions who were enslaved to the Roman government, who are enslaved to the American government. So to get a break from your own enslavement, to get a break from your own oppression, now you flock to the Colosseum, you flock to the stadium So you can watch men basically 200, 250, 300 pounds smash into one another, kill each other. The same thing with boxing. People actually die in boxing. People actually end up with serious injuries in football and many of these other sports with the Coliseum. Not so bad in basketballs, but it's all the same concept because you have these grown men fighting one another over a ball. For what? For the entertainment of the oppressed. You may not see yourself as impressed, but for the slave. Because as soon as all this hoopla is over, many of you, and they got children involved too, then it's right back to normal, to your slave life. Go back to work, driving in these long traffic jams, struggling to get to work. You got to get up 2-3 hours before you have to, so you can make sure that you're refreshed, so you can get in that traffic and go to work. And the children should have been getting ready for school or whatever, but no, they watching the football game, not prepared, they sleepy, getting on the bus, and the bus driver sleepy, watching grown men play football. You are entertained by this as adults. Now, children, it's a sport, it's a game, it's play. When you become an adult, your life should no longer be involved. Our lives should no longer be about play. When you see adult birds and adult mammals, adult insects, you very rarely see them play. Because it's not about play, it's about survival, it's about taking care of business. Here you are in this country and you're wasting because there's no benefit to the Super Bowl. You're wasting millions of dollars while you live in a country and you're buying these expensive cars and you're driving on roads that's worth 5 cents. All over the country, you have a ever-increasing homeless population. This money could take so many people off the street by creating low-income housing that people could afford in some of these cities. But no, you'd rather go to the Super Bowl. Maybe I can see Jay-Z and Beyonce. Maybe I can see, what's his name? The one, and all these stars, Jennifer Lopez and Ciara or whatever. Maybe you want to see Serena Williams at the Super Bowl. And that's what you fascinate with. Such a selfish, stingy country I live in. My top priority is taking care of business as an adult. I don't want to see the people, a fellow citizen, I do not want to see them begging on the street. I don't want to see them living in a car. I don't want to see them struggling when they don't have to struggle, when you're willing to throw away millions and millions of dollars on the Super Bowl. And you feel no shame. Well, I work really, really hard. I feel better when I work really, really hard and my activity helps make another citizen better in their life, because when you make the citizens better, you have a better country. You don't have to worry about going to your car, getting robbed and things stolen from you, because when people do well, why should they steal when people are doing well? Why should they try to hurt somebody else? But no, we are selfish. We want to be able to go and tell other people who cannot afford the Super Bowl, we want to tell them what you done. And we celebrate and we throw all our money away. Such a selfish country. And then you want to get on your high horse or during Christmas and Thanksgiving. Oh, the Lord's children. Oh, come on, Evo, let's sing it. Oh, the Lord's children. We love the Lord's children. And the Lord's children are living in foster care. Nobody wants to adopt the Lord's children. The Lord's children living in cars and homeless shelters all over this country. How dare you? Y'all should be shaming yourself. And then you'll turn around after you're throwing all this money away. Look at the road. The bridges falling apart. Roads falling apart. All these neighborhoods. Abandoned buildings. Look at all the money you're throwing away. Ain't smiling and giggling like you. What kind of adult you actually feel and keep up with the scores of a stupid football game, basketball game, hockey game? And you're not looking at your government running around the world bombing innocent people, stealing and raping all over this earth. This is the reason why you can enjoy the Super Bowl, because your government, who is funded and is basically operating on the whims of large corporations trying to get oil and cheap labor all over the earth, murdering, assassinating leaders, as in relation to this Iranian general that was just recently assassinated, to put other people in check, to keep them in poverty so that you can go to the Super Bowl. And so you can eat and get fat and get drunk and get high over a piece of rubber. And grown men throwing this rubber back and forth. That's exciting to you. And you have student loans, people trying to improve themselves, going into debt, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 and more. You got people in this country trying to improve themselves. And when people improve themselves, the country itself gets improved. But you would rather throw your money away on a football game than donate and give your money to those who are in college, struggling, trying to become a doctor or a lawyer, some type of surgeon or whatever in their lives, improve their lives so they can improve our future in this country. Such greedy, silly, immature, childish American citizens. And here we are as soul brothers and sisters in this country. We want to beg for reparations. We want to beg white people for this and that and that. Here you are, you doing the same thing. You just throw your money away. When you can take your money and help yourself, help your community, lift your people up. But you're not going to do that. Greedy, selfish, arrogant, nasty-minded folks. Supposed to be adults. Don't tell me what is a real man. Don't tell me what a real woman is. I don't see none, because adults, real men and women, don't participate in football games for money in this kind of manner. Yeah, you can play a game. Yeah, something to do. Billions of dollars. You make it millionaire. You got millionaires running up and down the court. You have no pride in yourself, like you some type of. It's just disgusting. You degrade yourself chasing a ball up and down. And the people that's making the most money don't even play the game. They don't play basketball or football or hockey. They just rent some slaves going up and down the court. Jot down your comment. Let's talk about it. I say F